Are you a buyer out there in this crazy market trying to compete with cash buyers and you're an approved finance buyer? We got a solution on how you can compete with those cash buyers right now. Hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm laughing under my breath because normally we just like roll right through this and everything, but we've had this is like our third time. I wanted to say, and I'm still DeLynn Gaston.
Yeah, but they don't know about this. Only we know
now they do
what's
it
going
because I
on
had to
behind
tell
the
because I'm
scenes.
giggling.
Yes, we've had some technical difficulties, but that's not part of our show today, so.
Mostly on our side too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first thing I want to do is say welcome back. I know you've had a lot going on in your life, so welcome back. And I have to say a shout out to our friend Gigi D. Gigi Evan Weber from Dynamic Title, and she has been filling in as you've been gone and as my co-host, and she's been doing a great job.
Quite admirably, I've heard. I haven't watched any of the shows yet, but I heard she's done a great job. So
she has.
And rumor is that I could be replaced. So sorry, this could be my last show. Thanks, Gigi, for taking over. I'm just kidding.
Gigi does. She totally loves doing this. And we had a great show. We talked a lot. And then we had our realtor partner, Connie Luco, on as well.
I'm sure
and we did
Connie's always great.
On construction.
Yes.
We did a lot about construction, and it was 2 weeks of that. Because so much is going on in the construction world. A lot of people are saying, with this crazy market, which is what we're talking about today as well. So much is going on with the crazy market. There's a lot of people who are just giving up and saying, they're either signing a lease right now because they can't compete because they're getting outbid by cash deals, or they're saying, I'm just going to buy a piece of land and build a house. So that's what we were talking about over the last 2 weeks or whatever. But this week, we are still in the crazy market. Yeah,
it hasn't changed, and all the statistics show that it's not going to change. I mean, right now, if you look in our local area, we have about 3 weeks worth of inventory. 3 weeks worth of inventory, and in a normal market, you have 3 to 4 months of inventory. So I loved Bill Middleton, the coach. I loved his analogy about what it's like out there. Picture a room full of people playing musical chairs. You have 100 people playing musical chairs, and you got 12 chairs to sit in. How hard is it to be going around the room trying to grab that chair and grab your seat? So it hasn't changed. It's not going to change anytime soon. Could it level off? Yeah, of course it could level off because, we're seeing already, the Fed has raised rates, which, again, that's a myth on how that affects mortgage rates. Mortgage rates actually went down. The Fed raised half a point, mortgage rates go down. Go figure. People are, mortgage rates are going up. No, that's a short-term rate. But it definitely does ease up the finance buyers because they qualify for less property right now. So that's just normal, but it's still a seller's market and it's not going away. We are not going to have a crash. I don't know why people think that it's going to crash. It's going to crash. No, it's not. This is not.
They think that because they're not listening to us.
No, this is not 2009. This is not. This is a different market. I mean, granted, I love, we want to talk about what's going on out there. Since 2016, we've had a 72% increase in properties in our area. Think about that,
Just in 5 years, 72% increase.
That's just crazy. I mean,
that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is. So if you're thinking about selling, you got to move somewhere, and maybe we can connect you somewhere. but it's an opportunity to cash out if you're looking to downsize or something.
And that's the other thing that people need to understand too. This is not just Pasco County. This is not just the Tampa Bay area. This is not just the state of Florida.
Yeah.
This is nationwide.
One of my good buddies just listed his house in Indiana. It was first day under contract.
First day go.
Yeah, it's no different.
And that's in Indiana.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a friend in Connecticut, same thing.
Yeah,
but like a half a day and the houses are gone.
If California, it may not be that way.
Right.
Go figure.
And you and I have spoken a lot. We watch a lot of local economists, not even local, national economists and things like that, and read up on it constantly. And everyone is of the same opinion. We are definitely going to see a stabilization coming up, but we are not going to see a crash of any kind. So just get that out of your minds. Please tell people out there, tell your clients who are sitting there saying, I'm going to wait for the crash and buy when it's low. Yeah, they're waiting 10, 20 years, maybe,
And there's still, if you're looking at renting, rents will continue to go up. And they have increased dramatically. So home ownership is it's the only way to lock in. Now, taxes and insurance are going to go up. It's inevitable. Right. It's inflation. It's normal. But at least your mortgage payment will be steady. I mean, think about your house you bought how many years ago now?
Right, 7, 8 years ago.
Look at your payment today.
Right.
And then if you were to rebuy in today's market, where would your payment be?
Where would the payment be on that same house?
So you've locked in 5 years ago, and 5 years ago you were thinking, man, I can handle that payment. That's, might be a stretch, a little more than I want to spend, but now you're like, whoa.
This is great. If I were to rent my house right now,
yes.
Oh my gosh, it would probably be $3,000 a month or something.
Yes.
Twice what I'm paying on a mortgage payment. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and this is the other thing that's happened. This is why you need to do home ownership. So a lot of investors out there who do have these homes that people have been renting. This person has been renting this house for 9 years. She's been living in this house, renting it. Her owner of the house is selling it.
Wow.
Just things happened in his life or whatever, and he needs to sell the house. Well, she's not in a position to buy that house, but so she's now has to get out. She's looking at rents because she's a family of 5, and she's looking at rents, and they are $2,300 a month to come even close to what she has right now.
Wow.
$2,300 a month. She's paying like $850.
Wow.
Because she's been there so long.
Wow.
So this is a major shell shock for people. So rents are going up like crazy. So home ownership really is the time. The other thing I wanted to mention that I really like, one of the I don't even know if I've said this before. I know I've told you this before. I totally love this line, and it comes from one of the other loan officers in our company on the other coast. And she said somebody said to her one time, "Is it a good time to buy a house? Is it?" A lot of people are wondering that. Well, should I wait for the market to come down, or is now a good time to buy the house? And her answer is, I don't know. Is it a good time to open a savings account? Keep in mind, your house is your savings account. It will appreciate. It's not going to crash. We've already kind of discussed that. It's not going to crash. This is your savings account. So people who, even if it only goes up 3 to 5%, which is kind of like a normal thing, are you getting 3 to 5% in your savings account?
Right.
At the bank? No.
And it's no different than the stock market. Even if it does go down, if you look at the history, it goes up, it goes down, goes up. And the real estate market has gone down and goes up. But over the long haul, home ownership will continue to climb.
And your payment's going to stay the same, like we said, and your payment's going to stay the same. And your rent is not. Your rent is going to keep going up.
Yes, because landlords like to make money.
Yes.
All right, now we got them all excited.
Yes, now that we got you excited and we got
now,
you
how are we going to get them in a house in this crazy market?
I know, all the people sitting out there saying, yeah, that sounds great, but
we've been looking for a year now.
I've been putting offers in on houses, and I'm getting outbid with cash.
Boy, do we have some options for those people right now. If you are an approved buyer, and if you have not looked at Ribbon, we can help you with that. Ribbon is amazing. I think it's a game changer to compete in a market where cash is king. Well, a finance buyer is now a cash buyer. For real. Not
And
like when they put the offer in and all of a sudden they lie.
Yeah.
And switch it to
not cool.
a finance.
Everybody kind of knows that. I actually had a new agent ask me, can I put down cash and then just, we just flip it to FHA later? Nah, that's like, that's kind of not ethical.
And you're also you're in breach of contract
You're
by doing
in breach of contract at that point, right? So that's not the best thing to do for your buyers.
So what is Ribbon? So let's try to keep this simple.
It's a program we offer.
It is a program. Let's try to keep it very simple and basic. We're going to cover this in a full lunch and learn in details because we don't want to overwhelm you with information. We just want you to know this is available for anyone.
Not all lenders. We happen to be one of the lenders offering the program.
Yes, we are approved, set up, ready to go with this. What it's going to do is help people that are financing a home put an offer in and basically put a cash backup offer in with them. And no other simpler way to put it. It's cash, and with the offer goes in the cash offer with the financed offer. So the seller is at ease knowing, okay, my buyer is really technically a cash buyer. It's not going to fall apart. Ribbon guarantees the funding of this loan as a cash offer. So, and there's different ways this program can help you. And we're going to kind of touch on that a little bit and what qualifies in a property and not.
But the nice thing is when if you're listing agents or whatever, when you get, several offers in, 10 offers in on a house or something like that, and you separate them out for your buyer, this one's cash, this one's FHA, this one's VA, and this one's conventional or whatever. We're over here in the cash pile. So if it's your buyer, you're now in the cash pile. So that's where the difference comes in.
Yes. So here it is from the buyer's perspective. The buyer, let's just say, hypothetically, you're looking at a $200,000 house. I don't know where you're looking at a $200,000 house, but I'm trying to keep it simple for you. Okay? $200,000 house. You put the address into their portal. Their portal does their own assessment on what they think the value is. Okay, so the list price is $200,000. Ribbon will come back and they will actually do an in-house evaluation on the appraisal and say, on this particular property for $200,000, we're going to let you offer up to $220,000. So your Ribbon backup offer is guaranteed at that moment for $220,000. The buyer will have the opportunity, if Ribbon closes that deal, to rent that home back at a predetermined, already known, disclosed rental price for up to 180 days. That's 6 months, and then they can purchase it on their own back from Ribbon at the same exact price that they bought it for. That's it in a simple nutshell on how it's going to work. So the buyer goes in with a Ribbon offer. Let's just say they offer $215,000. If the seller accepts there's 3 different facets to the program. And if you want to go into that, if we have time, we can.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so let's touch on the 3 different facets because I don't want to get this confused. So we have our little PowerPoint maybe we can pull up and you guys can kind of follow along as we go with it. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit and get to where we're
talking. That. What is Ribbon? Enables buyers to make
cash offers.
All cash offers. So every offer you put in is going to be a cash offer now.
Cash offer.
And it's a non-contingent offer that's backed by Ribbon Cash, which we already said. And if the buyer can't fund, Ribbon's going to buy the home in cash. And once the inspection is complete, the sale is absolutely guaranteed.
Right. So there's basically 3 parts to this. So here's 2 of the parts. The first one is called Ribbon Boost. The second one is called Ribbon Reserve. Just real short on it, Ribbon Boost is, so we're going to pre-approve someone. So we've got their pre-approval already. We upload the pre-approval into the Ribbon system. You as the buyer's agent will, as the buyer is looking at various... There we go.
Hey, hold still. Get back up.
Okay,
Where'd you
that's
go?
all right. So we have Ribbon Boost, and Ribbon Boost is you as the buyer's agent, you're going to upload into the system, here's a property that they're looking at. Like Barry said, the people are going to, the program people, Ribbon is going to take a look at that property, and they're going to let us know. So it's $200,000. They're going to say, we will go up to $220,000. So you're able to go in at $200,000 cash offer, or you can even, if you want to go 205 cash offer, something like that. You can go in as a cash offer as long as you don't go above that 220. That's the maximum that they said that they will do. We process everything. If everything closes on time, everybody's good. If for whatever reason something comes up at the last minute and it doesn't close on time or something, Ribbon Boost will step in, buy that house for cash, and rent it to the client. Let the client move in and everything. It's their house, and they will fix whatever needs fixing and then sell it back to the buyers. The second program is called Ribbon Reserve. Ribbon Reserve is if somebody, this is perfect on a, we used to call these bridge loans, right?
Yep.
When they had a house to sell, and this happens a lot down here in Florida, they have a house to sell up in Indiana. Your friend in Indiana is moving down, we're going to say. So they're selling their house up in Indiana and they're buying down here, but they don't want to sell that house up in Indiana before moving into this one, because you know how much of a pain that is. If it's from out of state, it is not an easy trip. Buying a house is stressful enough, but having on top of it trying to figure out the sale and buy of two properties, so that's difficult. So what they do is they'll step in and they'll buy the house for you, and you can move down and set up, and then they will, then you take your time selling your house up in Indiana or wherever it is, and when you're ready, then Ribbon will sell the house to you. So they'll step in and do that as well. The other thing that's good for is if something happens. A lot of times there's different things, like somebody has a bankruptcy that they're waiting to season, a foreclosure
Yes.
that they had so many years ago, and they have to wait their 7 years or their 4 years or whatever, depending upon the program that they're in. Ribbon can also help with that. They can go in, you identify a house, you go in and you buy it.
So from a listing agent standpoint and a seller standpoint, really all we're doing is we're removing any financing contingencies within the contract.
Completely removing it.
So,
and any appraisal issues.
Yes.
So that's the part.
Yes. So if the appraisal doesn't come in, it doesn't matter. That cash backup offer is right there. It's good to go.
Right.
So,
and so here's
not that we've ever gotten a bad appraisal in this market, right?
And those are the two things, right, that we want to remove from the contracts that makes them more acceptable to a seller, right? If you have no appraisal contingencies and you have no financing contingencies, but as a buyer's agent, that's really scary, right? Those are your protections. So with Ribbon, so again, using your same example, $200,000 house, Ribbon said that they would go to 220. Let's say our people offered 210, okay? And everything's going fine. And then the appraisal comes, and the appraisal comes in at 200. So normally, that's an appraisal gap. And you listing agents out there, you're asking, are you going to cover the appraisal gap? Well, the answer is yes. Ribbon covers that gap. Ribbon already said they would go to 220. Our people offered 210. An accepted contract, but it only appraised at 200. So who pays that 10 grand? Ribbon does.
Right. It's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee. So there's not a lot of downside to this program.
Nope. And what people are going to say, well, what does it cost?
What's the catch?
What's the catch? What's the catch?
That's
What's
what I
the
keep
cost?
hearing.
So here's the facts of the matter. And depending on which program you pick, it's between...
And what state you're in.
And what state, probably between 1% and 3%, call it in that window, okay?
Right.
But here's the thing, and here's the statistics to back it up. If you're coming in with a cash offer versus a finance offer, your offer will have to be higher than that cash offer as a finance offer. With Ribbon, you essentially have a cash offer, so your accepting price from the seller is likely going to be lower just because you came in with cash first finance with no contingencies. So think about that before you worry about, oh, it cost me 1% to get this or
all
whatever.
Those cash offers out there, a lot of our financed people who are are clients that are watching and everything, they're thinking that those cash offers are going in, above asking price. And sometimes they are, but not often.
Right.
Usually they're going in below asking price. A lot of times, those big companies that are coming in and paying cash and stuff, a lot of times it's low. They're lowballing because they're cash.
If you were to go back to anybody right now and said, I want to use this ribbon boost, and told them that $300,000 offer, if they'd gone another $3,000 on their offer, which is essentially that 1% fee, and they would have got the house, do you think they would have bought it and been happy with that extra $3,000 they would have paid in this market?
Right. So that's exactly what it comes down to. So instead of having to pay $10,000 or $20,000 over asking price, just because, and I know you guys have been doing it out there just to try and get the deal, right? Just to try, because you're so tired of all of these, putting contracts in and getting outbid. So instead of having to go $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 over asking price, if you go in as a cash deal, you're only paying 1%. In the state of Florida, you're paying 1%.
That's really, really sweet for,
It is.
Now, the third part, because I know there's a lot to cover on this, is that we can offer is the ribbon rescue. So when you go...
This is our superhero loan.
Dun, 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 superhero. Anyway, we could bring your husband out here. We could do a whole show on superheroes.
I know. He is Superman.
So when you go to another lender and they didn't pre-qualify you correctly, you can come to us.
That never happens.
You can come to us and we'll go in with Ribbon Rescue. Ribbon Rescue, basically, you're in the middle of financing, you didn't use Ribbon up front, the seller accepted your finance offer, you went with that bad lender that didn't look at everything properly, or things happen. I mean, let's face it.
Things happen.
Even to us.
I was just going to say,
I know, I don't want to say we're perfect.
No.
But we're pretty darn close. Okay?
But just unfortunately, stuff happens.
It does. Ribbon Rescue will come in and actually save your deal. It will save your deal.
And they'll step in last minute.
Yes. And you know what?
And buy the house.
You know what? How many times have you had a realtor that we work with all the time say, my file's with another lender and it's going south right now?
I get those calls weekly.
So Ribbon Rescue can actually come in and make it a cash offer right then and there. Now, mind you, your buyer's going to pay a little more fee for that based on the state you're in to have that rescue service, but they're going to close the deal. They're going to rent it back to them again for up to 6 months, predetermined, and all is well. You close it. They actually say Ribbon will fund within 14 days after the inspection.
There you go.
So,
and again, Ribbon does not want to be a landlord, so that's not their ultimate goal. Their ultimate goal is to make more homeowners, right? Which is what our ultimate goal is. And our realtor partners out there, that's everyone's goal, right? Is we want people to be homeowners. So it's not going to be a long-term. I know there's some of those programs out there that have where you identify the house and you can rent it for 3 years. We have a client who did this.
Divvy.
Rent it. I wasn't going to say the name. Where you could rent it for a few years. This is not that program. So this is something that's, again, short-term. Ribbon wants you to be homeowners. They want to make more homeowners. So that's what it is. And they're finding ways when things fall apart and that kind of thing, they're finding ways to make these things happen. So that's the difference right there.
I got to tell you, I love this for our people right now.
I do too.
Because there's so much frustration out there. We have people that have put in multiple offers. If they'd gone in, if you're a listing agent, if you're not looking at the Ribbon offers thinking, oh, this is a scam or whatever, it's not. You're getting a cash offer. Don't be afraid of these programs and educate yourself on them.
And you know what? And please, if you do get one of the contracts, if you're a listing agent, you get a contract and it's got a Ribbon addendum with it. And if you don't, please call us. Please call. We'll be happy to walk you through it and explain it to you. It is a good offer. It is a good offer. So hopefully this is going to help a lot more people get into homes. We're real excited about it. Can you tell?
Yeah, I like it.
And we've got a few going right now.
We do. And we will post we're going to do a Zoom covering the entire program. We're going to have a speaker from Ribbon on our Lunch and Learn. So follow our page and our information to get that out there, and let's talk about Ribbon and how it can help your finance buyers. So if your lender you're working with doesn't have Ribbon, you should ask them about it, because if you're a buyer's agent, you need a cash offer to go in with to compete right now. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
Unfortunately.
So, yeah, so good stuff on this.
I know, right?
Yes, I really like it. You want to talk about community stuff now too?
Sure.
Yeah. That's enough about mortgage stuff and the market and all. So WPBA, West Pasco Business Association, our favorite local charity, has upcoming events. So on May 14th, they are doing Taste of Trinity over at Seven Springs
Middle School.
It's to support the middle school. There'll be
lots of food vendors there.
Lots of food. So
food samples,
come
free
in,
food samples.
Get your sample of food. It's a nominal fee to come in, meet a lot of local community businesses, and support
community restaurants,
and support a
the
great
school.
local cause right here in our community, and meet lots of people and taste lots of good food.
I know.
Yeah, I know. WPBA is going to have
a booth there. Yes.
Yeah, and they're going to have harps.
Harps?
Yes.
Yes.
Some really good food.
Harps is good.
Yeah, and I saw
Is he bringing shepherd's pie again?
I don't know.
I might have to volunteer that day.
Yeah, I saw dang good sushi was going to be there too.
Cool.
I don't want to give out all the
a
great
lot of good
restaurants.
stuff.
Yeah, so good stuff. And of course, if you know anybody that is in need of rental assistance right now, go on WPBA's website. We are partnering with Pasco County on helping and supporting people paying their rent. Go to WPBA.biz. And
that is under the HEART program for people affected by COVID, because even though a lot of us think that COVID's over, it's not.
No, there's still a lot of
out
people
there, and there's still a lot of people who are being affected by that.
So WPBA.biz, check it out. You'll see information on Taste of Trinity out there too. So support great local causes and
local
get involved
businesses.
and get involved with your community right here. So you know what? I think Ribbon and this program can be life-changing to help people get them to the finish line. So I'm excited about it.
I think you're
too.
absolutely right. I think this is a groundbreaking program, and I think it's just going to do
I wish we
a lot
would have
for our
thought of it,
community.
and I had the money to fund something like that.
I was just going to say, we could have thought about it, but I don't know about you, but can we back it?
Yes.
You know, and it's funny because that's what the addendum says. We've got $2 billion or something like that.
It's obviously...
We're ready to go.
Yeah, so don't forget, share our show, like it. I don't know how you found us, but let your friends know about us. We're out there on social media, and we appreciate you watching us this week.
We appreciate you watching. We are today and every day.
Moving forward.
We'll see y'all next week.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great week, everybody.